In 1969, this little boy vanished under the strangest circumstances near the Appalachian Trail, and his disappearance is still unsolved today. On June 14th, 6-year-old Dennis Martin went camping with his family in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. On this trip, Dennis was joined by his father, grandfather, and older brother. It was their Father's Day tradition, and on this trip, Dennis was just 6 days away from turning 7 years old. Sadly, we don't know that he ever made it to that milestone. Together, the family camped overnight after a hike to Russell Field, and the next day they set out to hike Spence Field near the Appalachian Trail, where they had planned to spend the night once more. At the time of his disappearance, it was 4:30 in the afternoon, still completely daylight out. Dennis, along with his older brother and additional children from another family, ran to hide behind some bushes to pop out and scare the adults. Dennis was seen by his father going behind a bush to hide. The other children popped out to surprise the adults, but Dennis never did. After about 5 minutes of waiting for him, his father went to check behind the bush that he was sure his son hid behind, but he wasn't there. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. His father immediately began searching for him. He would even run down the trail for nearly 2 miles in a desperate attempt to find his son. After several hours of searching, they sought the help of the National Park Service Rangers. They had nearly 1,400 people looking for Dennis, and they would later stumble upon a shoe and a sock believed to belong to him. Then, a set of footprints, one footprint with a shoe and the other barefoot. The set of footprints led to a stream where they disappeared. While this may point to the idea of an accidental drowning, Dennis's father still believed that his son was somehow abducted. After all, how could he have run off without being seen? His father noted that Dennis was wearing a bright red shirt, so he should have been easy to track down. On the afternoon that Dennis went missing, another man that was at the campground around the time of his disappearance recalled hearing a sickening scream. Shortly after, he witnessed what he described as a shaggy, unkempt man running up the trail with what looked like a piece of red cloth slumped over his shoulder. What do you think happened to Dennis Martin?